Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, sit down because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most seismic shifts in the NFC North in recent memory. Rumors are swirling that the Detroit Lions, who finished last season at 8-8 and are clearly in a transition phase, particularly financially, are considering a bold move that could shake up the division. Word on the street is that Detroit might be willing to trade Penei Sewell, their star offensive tackle, to the Chicago Bears. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. What would the Bears be giving up, and why would the Lions even consider this? Well, let's break it down because this isn't just any trade rumor. This is about a potential game changer for the Bears' offensive line and their playoff aspirations. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Lions, who are currently navigating a tight cap situation with around $26 million in cap space, are looking for a way to free up some financial flexibility. They're also in need of a quarterback extension and have a relatively young secondary that they want to develop. The idea is that Detroit might be willing to part ways with Sewell in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a second-round pick in 2027. That's a hefty price, but when you look at Sewell's impact on the field, it starts to make sense. The Lions could be aiming to unload about $20 million in cap space, which would give them some breathing room to address other priorities, including their quarterback situation and roster upgrades. Now, let's talk about Penei Sewell himself, because this is a guy who's not just a good tackle, he's a franchise-altering type of player. Sewell, with a PFF grade of 94.0 for his career, is considered one of the best at his position in the league. His run blocking is elite, sitting at a 92, and his pass protection is nearly perfect at 95. Over the 2025 season, he's allowed just 2 sacks and has been pressured only 18 times, all while creating 550 rushing yards, which is outstanding. His EPA per block of 0.15 shows he's a highly efficient protector, and he's been durable, playing over 150 snaps without injury, surpassing his 2024 performance, where he allowed just 1 sack. Sewell's profile is reminiscent of a peak Quentin Nelson, dominant in both run and pass blocking, with a win rate against elite defensive ends of plus 21%. His penalties are low, just 3, and he's created nearly 20% more yards after contact in the running game. Why would the Bears want Sewell? Well, if you've been watching Chicago's offensive line, you know it's been a weak spot for years. Last season alone, the Bears surrendered 45 sacks, which is unacceptable. Adding Sewell to the mix alongside Darnell Wright, who's shown flashes of being a franchise tackle himself, could transform this line into one of the league's most formidable units. Imagine a left side anchored by Sewell and Wright. Those two could reduce sacks by around 19%, boost EPA per run by 18%, and improve pass protection significantly. This kind of upgrade would make a huge difference for Justin Fields, giving him more time and space to operate. It also opens up the running game, where Sewell's presence would create lanes as wide as rivers, helping the Bears' rushing attack to reach new heights. This is crucial because if the Bears want to contend, establishing a strong offensive line is step number 1. But it's not just about the immediate impact. Sewell's addition could have long-term implications for the Bears' offensive strategy. With a pass block efficiency rating of 98 and a lifetime grade over 93, Sewell is a cornerstone piece that could anchor the line for years to come. His ability to handle edge rushers and create mismatches against opposing defenses would keep defenses honest and help unlock the full potential of the Bears' offense. Plus, from a cap perspective, acquiring Sewell might be a strategic move. Though it's a significant investment, it could pay off in dividends. The trade might be seen as a way for the Bears to accelerate their rebuild, especially considering Sewell's consistency and durability. He's a player who's not only elite but also rare in his ability to dominate both in the run and passing game. Looking at the bigger picture, the Lions' side of this potential deal makes sense too. They're giving up a premier talent, but gaining draft capital that could help them rebuild and address their more pressing needs like their secondary and quarterback. Detroit's defense, which was giving up around 22. 4 points per game last season needs some reinforcements, and they're also facing the challenge of extending Jared Goff's contract. This trade could be a way to balance their books while still building a competitive team. Ceding about $24 million annually in cap space might seem steep, but if they get the picks they want, they can target younger players, especially on the offensive line and in the secondary, who can grow with Goff and help them climb back into playoff contention. For the Bears, this kind of upgrade on the offensive line could be the key to taking a big leap forward. Chicago has been knocking on the door for a playoff spot these last couple of seasons, and a dominant line could be the final piece needed to push them over the edge. With Sewell protecting Justin Fields, the Bears' offense would be more balanced, more explosive, and more consistent. It's no secret that Fields' development hinges heavily on his protection, and Sewell's presence would reduce sacks, turnovers, and pressure, everything that's held back the Bears' offense from reaching its full potential. From a strategic standpoint, acquiring Sewell could also be a message to the rest of the NFC North. The division has become increasingly competitive, with teams like the Vikings and Packers making moves to improve. The Bears are clearly looking to stay aggressive, and adding Sewell would send a strong signal that Chicago is serious about contending sooner rather than later. It also aligns with their broader goal of building an offense that can hang with the best, especially with young stars like Justin Fields and potentially a future franchise quarterback like Caleb Williams if they land the top pick. Sewell's addition would give them a foundation to build around for years to come, making the offensive line a strength instead of a weakness. Talking about the impact on the betting landscape and playoff odds, this move could be a real game changer. According to some betting markets, the Bears' Super Bowl odds could see a significant boost, potentially going from plus 4,000 to around plus 2,200, an increase of about 45%. That's a massive jump, comparable to what the Eagles experienced after their recent trade for Melata and other key acquisitions. If Chicago were to pull this off, it would be a clear statement that they're all in on competing right now. Plus, Sewell's ability to neutralize top pass rushers like Micah Parsons or other elite edge rushers would drastically improve their chances in high-stakes games, especially in the playoffs. Now, let's not forget the X factor here, the playoff implications. Sewell could be the difference maker in close games, boosting their win probability against blitzes and protecting the quarterback under pressure. His ability to limit pressures as seen in previous matchups like against Parsons could be vital in tight playoff battles. This upgrade would also make the Bears a more attractive team for future free agents and draft picks as they establish themselves as a serious contender with a solid foundation. In conclusion, what we're watching here is a potential strategic pivot, an offensive line vision that could catalyze the Bears' rise to NFC greatness. Sewell isn't just an addition, he's a statement. The kind of move that can transform a team, elevate the entire offense, and set the stage for a new era of Chicago Bears football. If this trade happens, it's not just about acquiring a star tackle. It's about reimagining what's possible for this franchise. It's about building an offensive line that can dominate for years, protecting Justin Fields or Caleb Williams, and making the Bears a true force in the NFC. So stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet, and if it unfolds the way it's rumored, we're in for an exciting ride. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Sewell would be the game changer the Bears need? Are you excited about the possibility of upgrading the offensive line with a talent like him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most impactful in recent memory. And whether this trade materializes or not, one thing is for sure: Chicago is aiming high and the future looks bright. Let's keep the passion alive, Bears Nation.